eventually all value will be digital assets.
Sure.
Like that cat is out of the bag. That's not going back in the box. It's going like this. And everything, it will consume everything in terms of digital value and digital property over time. So will there be, a token for this or that or whatever? 100% there will be, because everything will
Yeah.
be a token.
Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan. And did you hear that? It will consume everything. I want you to remember, even communication. Communication is going to be tokenized. Visit onamipress.com, sign up on the wait list for the company reveal. The link is in the description below. Now listen to Monica Long for 30 seconds. She's the president of Ripple. This is in her CNBC interview at Money 2020, and they are completely focused on tokenization. Have a listen.
What exactly are we starting to see here? Are you starting to see some of the more traditional players wanting to enter this market via the ETFs?
I think, yes, absolutely, via the ETFs, as well as through tokenization of real-world assets. So that's something we're seeing from our custody customer base, major banks like SocGen being leaders here, to tokenize different securities assets like bonds and equities.
And an article I found, published by the Financial Promoter, has Cassie Craddock with a couple of really good quotes. She is the UK EU Managing Director for Ripple. And how do you think Ripple is doing this tokenization? Well, it is with the Medico platform. She's quoted as saying that banks and institutions are all looking at tokenization as their first use case in the digital asset space, and many customers are leveraging their technology for this. The reality is that for the tokenization ecosystem to thrive, they need to have seamless exchange of assets across different blockchains. And who are the passports to those chains? That would be the Ripple Cosmos-centric partners, Persist and XLR. Ripple partner XLR is going to come to the ecosystem before the end of the year. They recently brought Bitcoin to all the Cosmos connected chains, which are over 60 now. And the network is third from the top with 24 full-time devs, 58 monthly active devs, and 131,000 total commits in 2023. I was in a really great live space yesterday with Vet hosting, and we were all part of a group that will be in a side event that's associated with Apex this coming week. And boy, there were some nuggets dropped. The CEO, Ferran Prat of Persist, had some very philosophical points, this insight for the participants in the greater XRP ledger ecosystem. I'm going to make a separate video for that. Uphold CEO denies making XRP to 10,000 predictions. I'm sure glad that we got the clarification. I had questioned the validity of the articles that were written because 3 YouTube channels that I watched used it as stories. You can see that this is categorically false, and no such prediction was or would be made for any asset. And it's really funny how some people think calling me the crypto police is a negative. Jungle Inc. is really coming up with some amazing AI cards. I'm enjoying what he is creating. And this is a fact. Casino Coin is the XRP Ledger's #1 project. You go, Daniel. Electric Capital had their developer report published, and they presented at Consensus. 100% awesomeness. I spied BC Backer in the front row. Yeah, you can see him there in his hat. And the stats are just amazing. The US has lost the most devs on the globe. 72% of the developers are outside the United States right now. And new stuff happens on Ethereum first. That's where they can track the original code. And then it goes to other chains. Also, the EVM devs share the most cross-chain built-in network effect, this cross-pollination. So hopefully XRPL getting into the Cosmos ecosystem will spread some of that network effect around. I highly recommend watching this presentation, and I'll put a link to it in the description of this video. There's a new AI text-to-video rival for Sora, and it is out of China, and it's called Kling. Yes, it is amazing. It's hard to believe it's AI generated. Everything looks so real. It's all so fascinating. The one that's really gone viral is the eating of ramen. I wonder where all this is going to take us. But I do know where F-assets are going to take us. I have a short clip for you, and you can see the bridge that FLR Labs is building for digital assets that don't have built-in layer 1 smart contracts.
Today, the total value of all public blockchain assets is approximately $1 trillion. However, more than 70% of this value is made up of tokens from blockchains that can't support smart contracts, a critical requirement for decentralized applications. The F-asset system, developed by FLR Labs, allows these assets such as Bitcoin, XRP, and Dogecoin to be used trustlessly in smart contracts on FLR. Minting these tokens as F-assets enables them to earn rewards in DeFi and other types of decentralized applications. Once the F-assets are minted on FLR, they can also be bridged to other networks using Layer Cake. For developers, this means secure, trustless access to a vast amount of currently untapped value and new potential users. To securely represent these assets on a smart contract chain without requiring a centralized third party, the F-asset system relies upon FLR's native data acquisition protocols. Firstly, the FLR time series oracle for decentralized price feeds, and secondly, the stake connector for trustless verification of transactions on the underlying chain. F-assets are backed by 3 asset types: the underlying, FLR native token collateral, and either stablecoin or wrapped ether collateral. The process of minting and redeeming F-assets is supported by independent agents. Their role in the system is secured through over-collateralization, removing the need to trust any counterparty. To mint F-assets, the minter must first select an agent and pay them a small fee to reserve the required collateral. The minter then sends the agent the underlying asset, with the stake connector used to prove the transactions taken place on the other chain. With the payment verified, the F-assets are then minted as ERC20 tokens on FLR. These tokens can be used within DeFi on FLR or bridged to another chain. F-assets unlocks the value of non-smart contract tokens. Unlike many wrapped asset systems, F-assets are trustless, meaning there's no centralized entity involved in the process. Holders of F-assets on FLR will also earn FLR from the cross-chain incentive pool for bringing value onto the FLR network.